G'day guys, welcome back again. Great to be here with you on the channel, talking about wealth and the changes, how we need to use our own due diligence. I've got no doubt about that. I know many people, many baby boomers, if they had implemented what they could have done, because if they'd had the information, simple, straightforward, easy to understand, when it was time for them to plan out their path to when they needed that income, particularly as they are retiring from either their business or working for someone else, they would have been far better off in many areas. I've heard it time and time again. I'm sure there's a lot of stats out there that show that using own due diligence can certainly help you out than trusting any particular individual financial advisor. Now, nothing against financial advisors. I'm sure that there are many who try to be and go to the next level, and definitely try to give their clients the most optimal benefits for their lives. But trusting someone else for your income and agenda, I think it's certainly going to be changing in the years ahead. It certainly must be a major requirement when the government here in Australia is really looking over at overhauling the industry. I know in the last 10 or 15 years it has been overhauled slightly, and I know that at one point in time they brought about a course that you'd had to do a course and make sure that you're upgraded to that course level, whatever that was. That might have been about 10 or so years ago. But of course, there must be still great trouble in the industry with different financial advisors being unethical, and it certainly damages the ethics of a good financial advisor. And apologize for that. Cats, they jump everywhere. But anyway, we go forward and we move and transition, and sometimes it even requires us to transition even with distractions in our lives. And so we've got to keep on moving, and that's one thing a financial advisor cannot work out for you. Things that happen in our lives, things that change in our life, many things that happen in our lives because of outside our control when it comes to financial, whether that's because of downturn in your business or market, or downturn in employment, or whatever it may be, or because of relationship or family changes, then you need to remodel your life around that, and therefore that affects your financial framework and how you plan out and use the financial planning advice, even if you stuck with an ethical financial planner or advisor. Now, so it's really going to change. I think it's time. I'm not saying to get rid of your financial advisor. I'm not telling you to seek out a financial advisor. Look, by all means, if you feel that you need a financial advisor, then all I say is you need to look wisely, particularly in these days and times when the Australian government is really looking at overhauling the industry in a big way, and it looks like it's going to happen pretty smooth and fast. This is a report from The Age warning over exodus by financial planners. So we've had a change in leadership here recently, and that's going to probably shuffle things in a different way a little bit. But by all means, these things needed to change, obviously. Otherwise, the government wouldn't have been looking at making these changes. Unfortunately, the industry and people out there, there's sharks and there's snake oil salesmen in every industry. Doesn't matter what industry you're looking at, there's snake oil salesmen. And there's even great people out there that like to give the best information that they can. But look, it hasn't come up to standards, and it's unfortunate that this industry is going through major changes. Hopefully they make the right changes, and hopefully those who are ethical by and above and try to take their profession to the next level at all time, hopefully they are not affected and they are able to transition with for whatever outcome comes out of this regulative authority, which will be passed down. So anyway, I will give you this article and you can go and do your own research. Look, this is not about advising, this about information. This is about just sharing my opinion and how I see the industry going, and it's about doing our own due diligence with information. It's not about hyping up. It's not about bringing scam or scandal or whatever you may look at. It's about us as a community looking forward to how we can better work together and collaborate as, the industries in general are changing, how we work and collaborate together. And unfortunately, this is going to affect many financial advisors and those who use them. And as a prospect, what do you do? I think it's important to first use own due diligence. Even if you feel that you require a financial advisor, to use own due diligence and to plan out and make a map out of really what you want. Information is endless these days. And unfortunately, I don't know how many bad eggs there is out there, but unfortunately, the government sees that this is a requirement to change. And this organisation was created in April 2017 and was charged with deciding new minimum standards in the financial advisors in an attempt to weed out the bad advisors. So they put together this group, and it, by all means, has been some time that they're working out consultation and proposed new education levels, finished by the end of June. That's already been passed because we've had political indifferences in this nation. I guess under the draft plan, the financial advisors must be approved for a degree. Now, this is a draft that they've mapped out at the moment by January the 1st, 2019. So it doesn't leave them much time, does it, for those who are by all means humble, by all means above ethical, financial advisors in our community and have worked well and significantly spend hours and hours working with their clients to bring the best optimal advice that they could do. Advisors already working in the space but do not have a degree have to complete an approved graduate diploma or undertake a bridging programs by 2024. Okay, so sounds like they're going to have some time, but what does it, excuse me for that, So there we go, guys. I'll leave the full article. I think I'll leave it at that. You can go through it. There's quite a bit of good information here. There's even information here. They're saying that the surveyed members, 40% are looking at leaving the industry. Look, that's really big time. The head of the Association of Financial Advisors, Phil Anderson, says that while it's not clear the reforms to take place, this organisation is quite concerned, and many will leave the profession in a face of anxiety to the new rulings. Really interesting times in the world, since the 2008 crash in the world. The industry has changed. Technology is changing. Whether some in the industry are recognising it or not, or trying to brush it under the carpet. The financial world has changed. How we think about wealth has changed. Many people are using better due diligence. The internet has starting to get cleaned up. There's a lot more viable information out there, and that's why it's important to use our due diligence, because there's never going to be no way, there's never going to be no platform to 100% say, here, ABC, go do these ABCs, and then you will have all your financials in order. So if we work around that and look at it into a different way by getting the nice simple information and using our due diligence and working through overcoming our financial hurdles, not from how much money we have, but from our IQ, our financial IQ level, and working and balancing that out with our emotional intelligence, whether we are a financial advisor, whether we belong to the financial profession or not, that certainly can help us to transition, to move, and not to be concerned about the changes that are going to be happening as much. Of course, it's concerning, but if we can better have a better financial IQ, a better emotional intelligence, whatever industry we're in, and whether we have used financial advisors before or any other advice in any industry, by using the financial intelligence and emotional intelligence, IQ and EQ, it can certainly go a long way of helping us as individual humans and as in industries, whatever industry. It doesn't have to be financial advising industry, to be able to transition, to be able to move with it. And when I mean move with it, because of the changes with technology, changes in regulation, changes in the marketplace with what people request and what the marketplace is requesting. And as we become a global community, I think it's very important that we have clarity about everything in our lives, more so than any other point in time. Until next time, have a great, wonderful day, and I hope to hear from you and share some of your insights about not just about the financial industry changing here in Australia, but about emotional intelligence and about financial intelligence. And do you see it's something of value for you that you're going to take on that skill to be able to better work out and to become more independent? Or are you going to more keep relying on other sources for your life in general? So until next time, bye for now.